Welcome back, my friends. So today it's my pleasure to share with you guys the brand new 8Bitdo M30 2.4 gigahertz wireless gamepad for the Sega Genesis or Megadrive Mini. Doesn't matter what region you have, the US, the European, the Japanese, or the Asian release, this will work for it. This is only $25. I think it's a reasonable price for an 8Bitdo product. They typically make quality controllers, and I'm hoping this is no different. It shouldn't be. I've used the other M30s. We've reviewed them on the channel, and they have been great. So pretty sure this is going to be no different. Now, the one interesting thing is the box doesn't mention it anywhere, as it just states that it's for the Sega Minis, but it does work on the Nintendo Switch as well. The manual inside and descriptions online state that, but the box, for whatever reason, doesn't. So we're going to go ahead and test this out on the Nintendo Switch and the Sega Genesis Mini so you could see it in action, give you guys my thoughts on it. Now, this is like one of the only options we have right now as far as wireless controllers for the Sega Genesis Mini. Retrobit is going to be coming out with their versions, their official Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn 2.4 gigahertz controllers. And I definitely can't wait for those. Those are going to be $10 more than this. This is $25. Those are going to be $35. But the added thing with that is they come with a USB adapter, so you can use it on the Genesis Mini or PC, Switch, PS3, so on and so forth. And it comes with an original port adapter for the Sega Genesis or the Sega Saturn. So on your original or clone hardware, you can use those as original controllers on, or not original controller, you know what I mean? Wireless controllers on original or clone hardware. That's going to be pretty cool. I'll share that with you guys when I get my hands on them. But for now, we're going to test this out. I've really dug the M30s in the past. So in the box and most 8Bitdo stuff I've really enjoyed. There's the controller. Nothing fancy, no real differences from the previous versions. You know, we got all the same buttons and whatnot. We have our charging port up top, micro USB. There is the back. Pretty simple. Like I said, nothing has changed with that. Now, the one thing it does come with is that USB adapter. So you can plug this into your Sega Genesis Mini or your Nintendo Switch. There's that. Not too big of a dongle. I don't like them big ass dongles, so this isn't too bad. I would still prefer it to be a little smaller, but hey, I'm not going to complain. So there is that. Also comes with the little manual. The manual does state how to sync this to both the Nintendo Switch or the Sega Genesis Mini. Sega Genesis Mini, you just plug in the little adapter and press start on the controller and it syncs. If you have an issue with that, the mode button, which is also the select button, you hold that for 3 seconds and it'll resync it if it doesn't automatically sync. I haven't had any issues so far testing that. So pretty simple stuff. The Nintendo Switch is very similar to go ahead and sync that up. Plug in the receiver, press start, and you're synced. Nothing else you have to do, so that's pretty cool. It does have a turbo function on the Switch. Press the star button, or hold the button that you would like to put turbo on, and then press the star button. So the little star button is right here, and that function is only on the Nintendo Switch. Don't believe that works for the Sega Genesis Mini. We'll try it, but I'm not sure. Maybe it does work for the Genesis Mini. It says it right after the Switch, so I would imagine that they're saying it's a Switch function, but we'll test it. So there's that. Nothing else. Very simple stuff. You also get a nice little charge cable branded. 8-bit, those cables always have that little branding on it. The little 8-bit heart or pixel heart. Typically one of them say 8-Bitdo. Yeah, right there it says 8-Bitdo. Always nice little cables that they come with. So I already have one plugged in. I did buy 2 of them. Just had to have 2. But in order to sync it, so I do got my tower of power right here. You just plug it in. That's it. That's how far it sticks out from the Sega Genesis or Megadrive Mini. That's it. About like what, an inch? A little more than an inch out. A little fella. Not too bad. And then you just press that start button and you're synced. So since I already have one plugged in, I'm just going to showcase that it works, and then we're going to test out the Nintendo Switch as well. So here's that. We got it in there. It's already synced. Like I said, you just plug it in, press start, and you're good to go. Everything's already set for your 6-button action. So let's find the one game that definitely will benefit from this 6-button wireless controller, which is going to be Street Fighter. Since it's not an original controller, or the wired original controllers, it doesn't have that little disclaimer on how to exit out. I'm pretty sure you just press this button. Yeah, the little home button, and it brings it up. We'll just resume game. Let's let that focus. Try to play a little bit. See if we can do some Hadoukens. Which I'm pretty sure they couldn't have changed this controller. I mean, if they did and they made it suck, that's going to be a problem. But I can already feel it. Feels solid. It feels really nice. The D-pad and the buttons all feel good. They're not loose or anything. You know, a lot of times these third-party Sega controllers, the buttons are always loose. But on these 8-Bitdos, they're definitely not. Okay, there goes our Hadouken. Yeah, take that. Oh, she ruined my perfect. What a... Okay, now I'm dazed. Oh, take that. Damn, man, she had a comeback right there. But yeah, the controller feels great. Can't really complain. Let me test it a little more. It doesn't feel like the D-pad's going to break or anything. I'll go ahead and open one of these up. It does have some kind of security bits. I'll open one up and showcase the internals in a second here, just so you guys can see what that looks like. There we go. We got our perfect. But yeah, feels great. Can't complain. Oh, so you can hit either the mode button, which is the middle, or that button. Interesting. I wonder if that one does anything. Let's go back to resume game. Or is that just going to be like... No. Yeah, both of those buttons bring up the menu. These two. That's all right. That works. Oh, we didn't test the L and R's, see if they register as anything. I imagine they're Z and C maybe? Let's find out. No, they don't register as anything, so they'll be good for Nintendo Switch, just not this. So let's go ahead and pause that. Set this aside. Get out of here. And bring on over the Nintendo Switch. So I do have oh man, this little whatever. It's just a cheap dock. I just use it for when I do videos like this. I'll actually try to prop this up a little higher. Get your butt right there. That way we can focus on that. So on a normal dock, you'll have USB ports. This one does as well. So I do have my second controller and a little adapter. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in. Like I said, works the same on an original dock as well. Or if you have an adapter to plug in the bottom of the Switch, it'll work. So there we go. Let's press start. Light went solid. And we're good. It's working. Play some Mario or something. Let's check that out. It's always weird. It's always weird using Sega style controllers to play NES or Super Nintendo games. And so far between both of these systems, the latency feels great. The button responses are good. The controller feels amazing. You know, it's just kind of a small controller, but it still is very comfortable. I can't complain. I love these things. I love a lot of controllers, so it's kind of tough to, you know, settle on one, but I've always dug the 8-Bitdo stuff. They've only done me wrong a couple times, but, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're good, you know, out of all my experiences, and so far these are good as well. Can't really complain. Now, we did not test the turbo on the original system, or on the Sega Genesis Mini. Let's test the turbo right here, so let's get into this, and then test the turbo. See if the turbo functions as it should. So we hold... Okay, there we go. Turbo functioning. Turned it off. Cool. So there's that. Turbo works just fine. Let's swap back to the Sega Genesis Mini. Let's see if the turbo works on that. I don't think it does, but you never know. All right. Oh yeah, it does work. You got turbo on everything. Holy crap. Yeah, we got turbo on both. There we go. I'm getting my ass handed to me, but, you know, it was for the sake of science. We had to find out. The hell out of here. Zangief. Freaking bastard. So there we go. I think these are really good controllers. They feel great. Like I said, I'm still waiting for the Retrobit offerings. Can't wait to test those out, compare them, do all that good stuff. But in the meantime, these are very versatile. Being able to use them on the Switch or the Sega Genesis Mini, I think they are amazing. The quality's great. You know, rechargeable battery should last you, you know, a good amount of time. We have about 35 hours of playtime. It takes about an hour to 2 hours to charge. So that's a good thing. So really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It means the world. You know what I'm saying? And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out. Bye-bye and boom. Bye.